Three news stories for you. Firstly, viewers, last night PM Abiy held a telephonic call with Joe Biden, US President. Then we saw a statement of a US Senator, Chris Coons. The statement mentions three important points. The same three important points are mentioned in the White House statement about Abiy-Joe Biden call as well. It seems that now US is focusing on these 3 points regarding the Tigray conflict. We'll have a look at the 3 points first. Secondly, UN is intervening to find a solution to ongoing Sudanese political conflict. It has been officially confirmed. A statement has been issued by a UN representative. And lastly, viewers, some diaspora members, some girls have been seen in the company of OLA fighters. Yesterday, I shared a video of Havi Kanani, a singer. I think she is from Norway. She has been living in Norway, or she has Norway's citizenship because she introduced herself as being from Norway, I think, in the video. Though we know that she sings Oromo songs. Two other girls have been seen in a video with OLA fighters, and one of them is from the US. What are these diaspora members doing in Oromia? Are they supporting OLA? Are they financially supporting Oromo Liberation Army? Firstly, viewers, Ethiopia Tigray conflict. Last night, a breakthrough was seen in US-Ethiopia relations when PM Abiy and Joe Biden held a telephonic conversation. Just a few months ago, Ethiopia was accusing the US of intervening in its internal matters. And US was accusing Ethiopia of killing its own people. Now things are changing. It seems that US is now focusing on 3 points. Chris Coons, a US senator from Democratic Party, issued a statement as well yesterday. He has been very involved in this conflict. Since the start of this conflict, we have seen that Chris Coons has been very involved. I think he traveled to Ethiopia last year in connection with this conflict too. So from day one, he has been engaged with Ethiopian PM, Ethiopian government about the conflict. So he knows what's happening on the ground. In his statement, he mentions three important points. Firstly, he welcomed PM Abiy's announcement to release some political prisoners. But he called for some bolder steps, including inclusion of Tigray People Liberation Front in national dialogue, or you can say talks between Ethiopian government and TPLF. Point number one. Secondly, he mentioned the airstrikes, drone strikes. He mentioned the airstrike which happened on Red town, leading to, it caused, I think, more than 50 casualties. And thirdly, he called for resumption of aid deliveries to Tigray, unhindered aid delivery to Tigray. So 3 points are mentioned in the statement of Senator Chris Coons. The same 3 points, not openly, but they are in Joe Biden's statement as well. Though there is not direct mention of the suggestion that TPLF should be part of talks as well. But in Joe Biden's statement, there is mention of inclusive political dialogue. So, US is now focusing on 3 points, viewers. Firstly, it wants talks between Ethiopian government and TPLF. Secondly, it wants an end to drone strikes and airstrikes. Thirdly, US wants resumption of aid, unhindered aid deliveries to Tigray. Where is Western Tigray? Because we know that US has been issuing statements in the past that all forces must leave western part of Tigray, that Amhara forces, Eritrean forces must leave western Tigray. There is no mention of Amhara forces, Eritrean forces in the statement of Chris Coons and in Joe Biden's statement about yesterday's call too. So I think now US is focusing on these 3 points. Western Tigray has been sidelined, it seems. Now these are three bare minimum actions which the US is asking Ethiopian government to do. And Tigray also wants an end to airstrikes first. An end to airstrikes, delivery of aid. Is Tigray stepping back from its position regarding Western Tigray? We cannot say that now at this point of time. We'll have to wait. But US is not mentioning Western Tigray in its recent statements. Now, second news story is from Sudan, viewers. We know that unrest is ongoing in Sudan, though Abdullah Hamdok, Sudanese PM, resigned a couple of weeks ago. Despite the resignation of PM Abdullah Hamdok, unrest is still there. Protesters, on weekends, they march on the streets of capital Khartoum. Security forces uses excessive force against them. More than 4 dozen have been killed so far in these protests. Now, UN is intervening to find a political, peaceful solution to the ongoing conflict. Yesterday, UN representative, special representative for Sudan, who is overseeing the transition to democracy, issued a statement. A German politician, basically, he's serving with the UN. And he confirmed that the UN is engaging civil society members, professionals, and political actors to start talks. Now, the talks have not started. Agenda is being prepared. UN is trying to prepare this agenda by talking to all the stakeholders to this conflict. Question is, resistance committees, political parties, army, protesters, will they agree to this UN-led or UN-backed talks process or not? That remains to be seen. Reportedly, Sovereignty Council has backed this move. Newly appointed Sovereignty Council, because earlier one, I think it was dissolved by Al-Burhan. Then he announced new Sovereignty Council. The Sovereignty Council is backing UN intervention. Protesters have not halted their protests so far. Will resistance committees agree to this UN intervention? That remains to be seen. But at least UN is now intervening. US, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and some other countries are heavily involved in Sudan. So at this critical time, UN is trying to find a solution. Let's see what happens. Lastly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army. Yesterday, I shared a video of a singer with OLA members, Havi Kanani. Some more videos are being shared showing some diaspora members, some girls from abroad with OLA members. In a video, a girl introduces herself saying that she's from Seattle, the US. So diaspora members are in Oromia. Do they support OLA members financially? Do they support their position by being on the ground with them? Do they fight on the ground with them? Or are they in Oromia just for morale boosting of OLA fighters? That's not clear, but some diaspora girls have been seen with OLA fighters in a video. it was being said in some previous reports that OLA was backed financially by diaspora members. Where does OLA get funds? It is growing into a big group. Of course, it must be having a source of funding. There have been some reports that OLA is funded from abroad. Watch the video showing some diaspora girls, including Havi Kanani, with OLA members. Thank you for watching.
Hawi Kanani jedhama Norway irraa dhufe. Maqaan kiyyaa Rahmaa jedhama. Rahmaa Bilal Seattle Washington irraa dhufe Ameerikaan jechuun kan jiraadha bosona qabsoo Oromiyaa keessa jira. Baay'een gammadee akka waan bilisummaa arge tokkottiin gammadee dhugaatu warri bobaaf jiru. Salam Tarfasan jedhama. Maqaan biyyatti kan beekani DJ Salinaadha. DJ godha. Asa akka nufe kan godhe tokkoffaa Hacaaluu dhabu ko eenyummaa koo akka baruu na godheera.